Time for Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com.
Ball poked away by Lake. He gets it out in front for Colin Warmouth in the dunk.
Welcome to this broadcast of Roseburg Sports, presented by CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Now, let's get ready for the game. Here's your pregame show host, Joey Kieran.
Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Willamette High School in Eugene, Oregon. The site for tonight's matchup between the Roseburg Indians and the Willamette Wolverines. Tonight we bring you Roseburg boys basketball tonight here on 1490 The Score and streaming online at 541radio.com. It's the Roseburg boys out of the 6A classification taking on the Willamette Wolverines out of the 5A classification. Former Southwest Conference opponents meeting for the final time here in the 2018-2019 season as non-conference foes. Earlier this year, the Roseburg boys fell against the Willamette Wolverines 55-41 at home back in the month of December. And now the Roseburg boys look to try and pull off a little bit of revenge and continue to build up momentum going into the second half of the Southwest Conference season. Plenty to come up tonight during the pregame show, and we welcome you in to tonight's broadcast. I'm Joey Kieran. A big thanks to everyone for tuning in for tonight's broadcast. Joining me tonight, Josh Nelson here helping out with the video production and some stat keeping, as well as checking the scoreboards throughout the evening with us. And back in the studio, Brenton Cranford running the radio production for us here tonight. We are excited to have you with us for tonight's broadcast between the Roseburg boys, coming in ranked number 22 by the OSAA Power Rankings. 13-6 on the year for Roseburg, 3-2 in Southwest Conference play. But on the other side, the Willamette Wolverines, they're out to a great season as well at 14-4 on the year, 9-2 in the Midwestern League. They have had a great season at the 5A level, one of the toughest leagues in the state of Oregon at the 5A classification, and probably one of the toughest leagues in the state at any level. And the Willamette Wolverines have been having plenty of success in the Midwestern League. As we get ready for tonight's matchup here during the pregame show, we'll get a chance to catch up with head coach Mike Parton. He'll preview tonight's matchup with us, plus take a look at how the first half of the Southwest Conference season went for the Roseburg boys. And as we make our way, we'll also have your Supercut starting lineups and get you ready for tonight's matchup. A lot in store for you here tonight, folks, so stay with us. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we get a chance to catch up with Coach Parton. Tonight's game is streaming online at 541radio.com. You can watch the action for free there online and on our YouTube channel. Just search 1490 The Score. If you can stream YouTube to any of your TVs or on your tablets, wherever you may go, you can watch Roseburg Sports. We'll take a quick break, come back after this with more of the pregame show on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com. Back here with more of our pregame on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. It's time now in the pregame to catch up with head coach Mike Parton as the Roseburg boys get ready to take on the Willamette Wolverines here in Eugene tonight. And Coach, congratulations on a big win on Friday night over North Medford, an overtime victory for the guys. They come back from a 10-point deficit in the third quarter, and you really had to be kind of impressed and really happy with the spirit that those guys showed to come back from a double-digit deficit in the second half when things could have easily gone the wrong direction.
Yeah, I thought we stayed with it. I thought we struggled in that game, but I thought the fourth quarter the latter part of the third quarter, we started to play well, hit some shots, got the ball moving, and got it into some guys' hands. And I thought we had really good balance scoring. We had 4 guys in double figures. And to beat a really good team like that, we had to have that type of night.
I think it's easy to say with the season that you guys have had, where it's had a lot of ups and downs, really started out strong, a couple of things there during the holiday break, take a couple of losses in conference play on the road that you wish you could have back. It would be easy to say that these guys could maybe start to get down on themselves, but I think all season long the fight that this team has shown has been very impressive. Is that kind of one of the things that you've really taken notice of this team, is how well they continue to battle despite all the kind of adversity that you guys have had?
I think that's what we all talk about, is competing every minute and let other things take care of themselves. And I am proud of our kids. There have been times where we could have gotten down. I mean, we showed that in the Sheldon game. We were 8 down and we came back, got back in the game, made some plays. Things like Caden Seeley getting a steal right before the half, bringing the game in within 6 right before the half. Those are big things, and that's what players have to do. They have to make plays, and we have to come in here tonight. This is the 4th best team in the 5A. They're very good. They're in a very good league. I think the most explosive league in the state, and so we have to come in and be ready to play. These guys are very, very good. They've already beaten us once at our place. And so hopefully our kids are going to come in and make this like a playoff game, and get prepared as we kind of wind down our season here.
Well, you guys are going to get ready for the second half of the Southwest Conference season here soon, and the way things have played out for Roseburg, 3-0 at home in conference, 2-0 on the road. You beat the top 3, based on rankings, and I guess the way the standings are right now, you beat the top 3 teams in the conference and lost to the bottom 2. Is it weird to you to look at how things kind of played out in the first half of the conference season for Roseburg?
Well, we just try to take one game at a time. I think we did play poorly down at South Medford, and South Medford took advantage of it, and they played well. I think we had an opportunity at Grants Pass. Our kids played hard. We had chances to win that game. So it's basketball. This is high school athletics. If you don't come and play and make plays, then you're going to get beat. And we've made some nice plays at home and got some things done there. Now we got to go out on the road and make some things happen.
Yeah, the rest of the conference slate is a little bit heavier on the road side. You mentioned tonight Willamette, this team, a former conference opponent, a team that's looking very good at the 5A level. But tonight, after the loss that you guys took to them at home earlier in the year, first loss of the season for you guys, what kind of things do you try to learn from that game and apply to tonight's contest? Well,
I'll tell you what, they're good. Mm-hmm. They're senior dominated, a lot like us. They have guys that can really shoot it and handle it. I think they have 8 guys that all could start anywhere as a ball handler, and if they play well, it makes it really tough. We have to play really good defense, got to take care of the ball, and we have to play a certain way, and that's being patient. And so we're going to have to do that. I think they're going to do some things that people haven't done to us. I think you could probably see a box and one tonight, which nobody's run against us. So there's going to be some different things I think they'll throw at us that could be good for us in the long run.
All right, look forward to it tonight as Roseburg finishes out the non-conference portion of their season against Willamette here tonight. We'll thank head coach Mike Parton for his time in the pregame show. Come back with more of the pregame after this here on 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
We're counting down towards tip-off here from Willamette High School tonight as the Roseburg boys get ready to take on the Willamette Wolverines. Roseburg coming in off of their overtime victory against North Medford last Friday night, wrapping up the first time through the Southwest Conference season. Roseburg upsetting North Medford 68-65. It was the first loss of the league season for North Medford, the defending conference champions. North Medford was 4-0 going into the matchup. Roseburg 2-2, and a team that looked like they could maybe be heading in the wrong direction. Roseburg had lost 2 league games on the road and came back home for the first time in a few games, and they had to take on the top team in the conference. North Medford had been doing very well against everybody, but Roseburg, down 10 in the third quarter, rallies back to end up forcing overtime. They actually led by 5 in the fourth quarter, but couldn't hold on to that lead. Take it to overtime, where they outscore North Medford 7-4 for the 3-point victory. First overtime game of the season for Roseburg. They go to 3-2 in conference play. They're 1 game behind North Medford for the top spot in the Southwest Conference standings. Right behind them is Sheldon. Actually, right there with Roseburg is Sheldon at 3-2. South Eugene at 2-3, but still has the best OSAA power ranking in the conference at number 12. Grants Pass at 2-3 is 41 in the OSAA power rankings. That's not necessarily helping out the conference. And South Medford at the bottom is at number 48 in the power rankings, 1-4 in conference play. Tonight in the Southwest Conference, no other teams in action. Some of your scores from last Friday night: Sheldon did defeat South Medford 60-45, and South Eugene took down Grants Pass 72-68. Meanwhile, for the Willamette Wolverines, ranked number 4 in the OSAA power rankings, 14-4 on the year, 9-2 in the Midwestern League. They're coming off of a 70-33 win over Eagle Point last Friday. They went up by 27-10 in the first quarter and led 40-18 at halftime. They had no problem putting the game away the rest of that contest. It was the second win versus Eagle Point that season, this season for Willamette, and the previous victory, they put another hurting on the Eagles, 68-52. So second time around, Willamette was able to pull out an even bigger victory against Eagle Point than they did the first time around. That may not bode well for the Roseburg boys. Roseburg lost to Willamette 55-41 at home back on December 11th. It was the first loss of the season for RHS. Willamette shot 60% from the floor, 5 of 10 from three-point range to take a 23-16 lead in the first quarter. RHS got within 7 points in the third quarter, but never got any closer than that the rest of the game. It is the fewest points that Roseburg has scored all season at 41. Colin Warmoth in that game at home dealt with foul trouble early on and had to sit throughout a good portion of that game and was unable to come away with a lot of points. He scored 14. That is tied for his fewest points in a game. He's done that twice against Willamette and Centennial. So that is a look at the matchup here. Roseburg, of course, trying to get a little bit of a revenge tonight against Willamette and also pick up a big win that might help out their power ranking. Roseburg at number 22 would love to continue to improve on that power ranking, see if they could get in the top 20 of the OSA power rankings by the end of the season. For this Willamette team, they come in the latest OSAA coaches poll, which was released today. Willamette is ranked 5th in the 5A classification. They dropped down to the 5A classification this year. They are in that 9-team Midwestern League, and I mentioned earlier that could be one of the best in the state for all-around talent. 9 teams in the Midwestern League. 4 of those teams made it to the 5A state tournament field last year. So that's a lot of playoff teams just 1 year ago. For Roseburg, that Southwest Conference team, if South Eugene doesn't make it in the top 3, you could be looking at 4 teams getting in out of the Southwest Conference. But other than that, you may possibly just be at 3 teams out of the Southwest Conference, depending on how the rankings finish out. But the Southwest Conference may be a bit of a down year, but it's still been a very competitive one here in the 2018-19 season. One thing to note here before we get ready to send it to our final break of the pregame show, Colin Warmoth sets a new school record with made free throws in a single game. He had 16 free throws made against North Medford, needed 12 to break the record. Congratulations, Colin Warmoth, adding another school record to his total. Roseburg will be without Jonathan Stone again here tonight, still in street clothes. Apparently walking around, though, without the crutches that we saw him on last game back at home on Friday. I'd imagine there's a good chance he's done for the season. Not sure if that will be a sure thing. He suffered a right knee injury after previously injuring his left knee. They fear that it could be the same injury that took him out the last time when he missed 6 games and almost a month of action. But we will wish the best to Jonathan Stone. Speedy recovery to hopefully maybe see if he comes back this year or if he maybe gets a chance to come back for the baseball season for his senior year. I know he'll want to have that coming up for him in the spring. All right, folks, that'll do it. We've got the national anthem coming up, but when we return, we'll get you the Supercuts starting lineups after this 2-minute break on 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball at 541radio.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
And we welcome you back here to Willamette High School. It's time now for your Supercuts starting lineups in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time to check out styles online at supercuts.com. For head coach Mike Parton and the Roseburg boys, your original starting 5, Jet Black, the junior, along with 4 seniors, Caden Seeley, Colin Warmoth, Merhowie Lake, and Carson Ellis. On the other side for the Willamette Wolverines, 6-foot wing, a senior, Tyler Culver, gets the start tonight. For head coach Chad Carpenter. Along with him, first-team all-conference selection Owen Cross, a 6'3" wing senior, will start tonight. At guard, a 6-foot senior Luke Burke, a 2-time all-conference selection, will start tonight. He did not play the last time these two teams met. Jondre Smith, a senior, playing at the wing position, and at 6 foot tall, Jondre Smith getting the start tonight. Jacob Curtis, the 6'4" post, will get the start down low for Willamette here this evening. That is a look at your Supercuts starting lineup in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. Roseburg will win the toss. They are going left to right here on your radio dial. Roseburg in their road black, home white for Willamette. To the left side of the wing, Jet Black will hand it off to Caden Seeley. 4 players in double figures last time Roseburg was out on the floor against North Medford. They'll try to get that again, but they turn it over on their first possession of the ball game. On the near side into the top of the arc. This Willamette team can shoot it pretty well from beyond the perimeter. Driving in to the left elbow. Shot off the mark for Luke Burke. And Roseburg, Caden Seeley brings it down and will take it up the floor. To the right side of the floor, Marhowie Lake on the wing. Back to the top. They will have a zone defense look here for Willamette. Box in one. They've got the box around the lane and the one defender out at top. A 3 from the far side of the floor was off by Jet Black, but nobody on the weak side for the rebound for Willamette. Out to Colin Warmouth, who will get the first bucket to fall through. Colin along 2 gets Roseburg in front 2-0 on the road. Bringing it up the floor, Willamette to the right side. Bounce it into the blocks. It's Curtis trying to go up against Ellis. His finger roll on the hook shot will drop through. 2-2 our score. Tying it back up. Marhowie Lake will walk it across the midcourt stripe. Toss it over to Seeley into the corner for Jet. He'll dribble it back to the top. Roseburg working against this zone D. Bounce it to the middle at the top of the lane. Ellis has to clear out. He'll get it now. Going to attack the rim and off the glass. Carson Ellis attacks and scores. 4-2. Roseburg in front. Curtis will have it. He's a big man that likes to shoot it from deep, but it's off the back of the iron. No good for Curtis. Roseburg gets the defensive board. They've been doing a nice job on the glass to start here tonight. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Seeley on the left side. Ball high above the head. He passes it away to Lake. Gets it back, though. Looks in the corner. No one able to get it open there. To the right side, an open look at a 3 for Lake. It's off the back iron. Rebound comes down to Culver. Off the mark for Marhowie on his first attempt of the night. Not a lot of offensive glass for either side so far. On the far side of the floor, it's Cross. Thought about a 3. Gets it to Curtis. He pulls the head fake, dribbles in a couple of times, hands it off in the middle. Burke spin moves about 3 different times, will finally bounce it out, and it's Cross that'll get it on the near side. He's going to take it on the drive, steps back at the elbow, pass it away. Curtis, another look at a 3. He's got it. Missed the first one, but Jacob Curtis hits the second, and it's 5-4. Willamette takes their first lead of the night. I think I gave... No, that's true. It is 2-2s. I thought I had a 3 in there that I'd given somebody. It was a long 2 from Warmouth. Warmouth gets it at the right elbow. He turns around his jumper, hits high off the back of the iron, and doesn't fall through. Curtis will come down with the rebound. Willamette leads by 1. They're going to try to add, and it's good from downtown. Owen Cross puts it through and stretches it to a 4-point lead for the Wolverines. 8-4 your score. 4:42 to go first quarter. Ellis gets it right side. Step around the defender. Curtis had his hand straight up. A foul is called. We'll see who this one goes against. They call that one on Jondre Smith. The senior picks up his first team foul called in the first half. To the free throw line will go Carson Ellis. Ellis flat on the first attempt. Off the mark. Roseburg trailing 8-4. Tonight's game is brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. Both misses at the line for Carson Ellis, an 83% free throw shooter. Can't hit on the first ones of the night. Left side, Curtis going to try another 3. He is off the mark. Rebound underneath and a foul. Jondre Smith on the offensive board and put back. He'll get knocked to the floor, and he'll get a chance to get the points at the free throw line. First foul of the night for Roseburg. They put that one on number 15 on the other side. They're trading fouls at the 15 number. Jondre Smith picked up the foul for Willamette. Now on the other side, number 15, Marhowie Lake picks it up for Roseburg. First one goes through for Smith. Stretches it to a 5-point lead. And that's where it'll stay as he misses the second. 5-point advantage for the Wolverines. Roseburg led by 2, but that's their only lead of the game so far. Right side, a skip pass across the floor for Jet. Into the corner for Seeley, back to the top, almost overthrew it to Ellis. He's going to take it. His runner in the lane, Carson Ellis. Shot put to the rim, falls right through. Back to a 3-point game, 9-6, 3:58 to go in the first quarter. Starter still in for both teams around a screen. Smith will pass it away to Cross. He goes around the screen from Curtis, drives left side, things open up right to the rim with the left hand. Owen Cross, no problem. He's got 5 points in the quarter. 11-6, back to that 5-point lead once again for the Wolverines. 3:39 to go first quarter. Seeley has it out at the top right side of the lane. He'll dribble it straight away between the circles to the left side to Lake. Lake, one dribble, pressure comes, bounces it in the middle to Ellis, into the corner for Warmouth. Gonna go baseline. Had a guys all over him, ball knocked loose, no whistle. Warmouth wanted it, he won't get it. And a whistle stopped the play. Coach Pardon was up trying to scream for an explanation, and now he gets a technical. Coach Pardon wanted a foul called as Colin Warmouth was driving to the rim. He had guys all over him, and the ball got knocked loose. He didn't get the whistle on the foul call, and then Coach Pardon was up chirping at the officials. That stopped play for some reason, and then he continued, and that's when he picked up the foul. As Owen Cross will head to the free throw line. Hits the first, makes it a 6-point game. And he makes the second. Willamette will get the ball back after the technical free throws. Out to a 7-point lead now for the Wolverines. Their largest of the night. Into the post. Underneath Curtis, bounce pass out. Gets tipped away. Actually, just missed his mark. Goes out on the near sideline. Goes to Roseburg. 3:10 to go in the first quarter. Roseburg trailing right now, 13-6. Lake has it on the near side. Lob pass into the corner. Lob pass back to the other side. Seeley an open look at a 3. It's long. And it hits the support wires above the basket. That's why play stops there. It'll be Willamette basketball. So Seeley missing the 3. Roseburg has not hit a bucket in a little while. Jondre Smith will come out of the game. And coming in for him, Luke Smith will check into the game. Another dangerous shooter. Out at the top with it, Luke Burke. To the near side across. Crossover, spin move, back out. Curtis the 3, short, rebound. Jet will come up with it. Up the floor to Carson Ellis. Colin gets free out around the perimeter. Turnaround long 2 is off the mark. D'Angelo Adams has come into the game, folks. Let you know there at that last dead ball. Up the floor, outlet pass too far in front of Owen Cross. Cross can't handle it. It goes out of bounds. Still 13-6 with 2:24 to go in the first quarter. Roseburg basketball on the score tonight, brought to you by Good Vibrations. Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Some pressure out near midcourt. Seeley slowly dribbling it towards midcourt. Now gets bumped on the sideline. Foul going to be against Willamette here. They were going with defense out near the midcourt stripe, trying to trap Seeley once he got into the half court. Instead, they get called for the foul. Jet will inbound it back to Caden. 7-point game. Adams over the top of the defense, underneath to Ellis. He'll go with the reverse, and Carson Ellis, 6 points here in the first quarter. Gets Roseburg back within 5. 13-8. Under 2 minutes to play. First quarter, around a screen, Cross. Picks up the dribble, gets it to Luke on this near side. That's Burke driving in, and he gets fouled. There was a swat from behind on Jet, but they're going to call him for the foul. Looked like he got a lot of the ball on the backside. I thought maybe the foul goes against Ellis, but they call it against Jet. And that's going to send Luke Burke, the senior guard, 2-time All-Conference selection. Honorable mention last year, but his sophomore season, he was a second-team All-Conference selection in the Southwest Conference. He hits the first of his free throws and gets his first point of the night. Jondre Smith comes back into the game. Jacob Curtis will take a seat for Willamette. Both free throws go for Burke. 7-point game once again. 15-8. They again go with that midcourt trap. Long pass across the floor is taken away by Luke Smith. He's got it in the backcourt, and he'll find Jondre Smith to get it to. Up the far side of the floor with it. Driving is Culver, bounces it in the middle. Pulling back out. Burke will attack. The left-hand finish, no good. Down with it is Warmoth. Roseburg with a defensive stop. Down to a minute 22 to go first quarter. Underhand pass to Jet into the corner. Seeley back out to Jet. Back into Seeley. Backdoor cutter wasn't there. Seeley drives baseline, pass back out to the top. Jet thought about the three, passes it away. From the free throw line, Ellis, turnaround jumper, no good. Seeley comes down with the rebound, pass into the corner. Head fake, driving in, along two from Warmoth, short. Rebound tipped out, it goes to Smith. Willamette comes up with it, misses by Warmoth and by Ellis on that possession. Timeout down on the floor by Willamette. With 50 seconds to go in the first quarter, the Wolverines lead 15-8. They take a quick timeout. We'll take one as well. 30-second break. Back after this here on The Score. .7 seconds to go in the first quarter. Willamette will have the basketball out of their own timeout. Out to the center circle. Luke Burke holds up the hand to direct the offense. They move a couple of guys in motion along the baseline. Out to the top. Burke gets it. Left side, gets it right back. 38 seconds to go, and it looks like Willamette willing to try and slow things down, get the last shot here in the first quarter. They lead by 7 against Roseburg. Roseburg going with a zone look here as well for this final 60. Out at the top, Owen Cross holding. Yo-yo, back and forth dribble. Down to 16 seconds to go. Looking to initiate here probably at about 10. It hits the 10-second mark, and they do. Burke has it right side to Smith. Almost loses it. That should have been a travel, and it is. Burke got his dribble a little too high. The defensive pressure forces the turnover with 3.4 seconds to go in the first quarter. Roseburg trying to get off one last desperation shot. Full court pressure, inbound to Seeley. He'll try to make the pass underneath. Smith, a full court heave, is off the mark. So at the end of the first quarter, it is 15-8. The Willamette Wolverines leading the Roseburg boys. Back after this 60-second break on 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Back for the second quarter. Joey Keyran here with you from Willamette High School. The Wolverines lead 15-8 after 1. A 3 from the top of the arc is off by Owen Cross. Roseburg comes down with the rebound. D'Angelo Adams will bring it across the timeline. Roseburg moving left to right, wearing the road blacks as a baseline jumper off the mark for Colin Warmoth. And the tip by Xavier Avilés goes to Caden Seeley, and Roseburg will get another look on their first possession of the second quarter. Warmoth, Avilés, Seeley, Lake, and Adams on the floor for Roseburg. Enter in underneath for Avilés. Tried to go with the spin move. Passed it away. Driving baseline. And D'Angelo Adams been really impressed with the way he's been attacking the rim in the last couple of games. He drives in, gets his first 2 points, and Roseburg's back within 5. 15-10 your score. Opening minute of the second quarter. Out at the left wing, it's Cross driving in. Nowhere to go. He'll pass it away back out to Luke Smith. He drives to the free throw line. And he'll get hit as he goes to the right side for a lay-in. Can't get the shot to fall, but he will go to the free throw stripe. For Willamette to start the second quarter, Alex Puckett out there, along with Luke Smith, Tyler Culver, Jacob Curtis, and Owen Cross. Number of starters for both sides getting a chance to take a bit of a breather. First one for Smith goes through. The sophomore, very good shooter, 6'2". Expect to see plenty of him coming up over the next few years. 6:48 to go in the first half as Smith hits them both. Tonight's game brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Give them a call at 672-6707. Again, it's the midcourt trap by Willamette. Roseburg will break it up the floor, pass almost away, and now stepping on the baseline, D'Angelo Adams does turn it back over. The pass from Xavier Avilés, not on the mark. Adams did everything he could to try and keep it in bounds, but as he collected it, he steps on the baseline. Up the floor for Willamette. Far side, Smith from the corner, driving in the middle, nearly had it stripped away, finds Curtis in the corner for a three. It's short, rebound comes right back to Avilés, and he will try to bring it up the floor. Avilés stops at the top of the arc, hands it off, underhand pass to Warmoth. Warmoth picks up his dribble right side. 7-point game yet again. Roseburg's gotten it back within 5 a couple of times, but haven't been able to get any closer. Seeley on the far side. Bounce out to the top to Lake, to Avilés in the middle, who lobs it back out. Roseburg wants to be patient and fight for their best shot. 5:50 to go from the free throw line. Warmoth off the shot, but the rebound comes down to Seeley. Out to the top to Lake, into the corner. Adams, floater on the run. It falls. D'Angelo Adams will get his second bucket. He keeps Roseburg in this one. Down 5, 17-12, 5:33 to play. First half. Into the corner. Cross driving in against Warmoth. And the shot off the mark, but he gets his own rebound. He finds a cutting Puckett in the middle. His shot will go. I think I said that was Cross that drove in. It was Culver that drove baseline and missed on the first attempt. Got his own rebound, then found Puckett for the assist. Make it 19-12. 7-point game still. It's matching the largest of the night. Avilés has it in the middle, working against Curtis. Bounces it out. Seeley head fake. He's going to drive himself out to Lake. And a 3-second in the key is the call. And that'll go against Xavier Avilés. Turnover by Roseburg. So Willamette will have the ball in the backcourt. They'll bring it up the full length. On the right side, just going to pull up for a long three. Cross, shots off the mark, and Avilés will box out Curtis for the rebound. Up the floor quickly, Warmoth, a scoop shot, it won't fall. But he'll get 2 shots out of it. Colin almost gets that one to drop through. So Colin Warmoth will head to the free throw line. Just 2 points in the game so far. Leading scorer in the first quarter for Roseburg was Carson Ellis. D'Angelo Adams has come off the bench and scored 4 here in this second quarter. He's been all the scoring for Roseburg in the second period. First one goes through for Warmoth, back to a 6-point game, trying to make it 5. Tonight's game brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. Or give them a call at 672-5701. Second free throw goes for Warmoth. It is a 5-point game, 19-14. Puckett in the corner. He'll pull up for the three. It rattles around and out. Adams with the rebound. That one was halfway down before the rim said, nuh-uh. Sends it right back out. On the right side, Warmouth fakes the handoff, trying to take it on the dribble, gets it to Ellis, who's come back into the game, working right side, pushing his way around, gets hit as he goes on the turnaround jumper. Shot does not fall, but Carson Ellis will go back to the line, where he's 0 for 2 tonight. Could cut it down under 5 points. It'd be the closest Roseburg's been in a little while, as Carson Ellis does hit the first. In the second quarter, 4:15 to play. Second one goes through. Roseburg cutting down the deficit from the free throw line. Back down to a 3-point game, 19-16. 4:10 to play in the first half. Warmouth out at the top, marking against Burke. He pushes off a bit, gets some separation, and from the free throw line, Luke Burke buries it for his first field goal of the night. Back out to a 5-point game, 21-16. Warmouth, right elbow jumper, little long, a rebound tipped by Ellis. It'll go to Willamette. Puckett on the ground, almost lost it as he kept his dribble going. A whistle, and Willamette will take another timeout here in the first half. Their second of the first half. Timeout down on the floor. It's 21-16. Let's burn another one here for you. A 30-second break. Come back after this on 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
3:50 to play in the first half, 21-16. Willamette in front of Roseburg. It was down to a 3-point game moments ago, but Willamette to stretch it back out to 5. Curtis has it in the blocks, out to Burke. He tried to pass it back to Curtis, and Seeley will take it away. One-on-one goes right to the rim, and Caden Seeley with his first points of the night on the steal and finish. 3-point game again, 21-18. Curtis with it out at the top. Burke gets it around the screen, goes back around Curtis. And they'll reset to the far side to Smith. Tries a couple of jab steps, driving against Adams. He's cut off. He'll pass it away. Driving in, Adams reaching, and they'll call it travel on Owen Cross. He tried to split two defenders, tucked the ball in like a football, and as he went through the Roseburg defenders, he gets called for an extra step, and he gives it right back to Roseburg, who can tie on a 3 on this possession. 3:11 to go in the first half. Seeley to Jett on the right side. He was open. He doesn't take the 3, though. Seeley holding up at the top. Gets it to Ellis. Into the corner. Warmouth wanted the 3. Doesn't get enough space. He'll pick up his dribble on the left wing. Back out to the top to Seeley. As they reset. Right side. Jett with it. Looking baseline. Nobody open there in the middle to Ellis. Now left side. Warmouth splits the defense. Goes right to the rim. And Collin will finish with the left hand. And Roseburg's back within 1. 21-20. 2:36 to go, first quarter. Straight away, Curtis doesn't pull the trigger on the 3. He'll set up the screen. Pass away right side. Burke with it. He loses the defense. The reverse lay-in is good. Double clutch as he soared underneath the backboard and lays it in from the opposite side from where he started. 23-20, back to a 3-point game. Seeley, right wing. He drives into the corner. Jett the 3 to tie. He hits it. Jett Black will tie this one up on his first points of the night, 23-all, with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Burke driving in the middle of the lane, stops as the defense collapses, kicks it out. Out at the top, Cross will reset, working against Seeley, driving in, back out to Puckett, to the far side to Burke. Puckett tries to set up a screen against Warmouth. Now he does. They give and go, or the pick and roll, and it works. Puckett will get the 2 on the pick and roll, puts Willamette back in front. Roseburg's only lead came in the first quarter when they jumped out to the early lead, scoring first. Their biggest lead has been 2. They try to take it again, or tie it up again. In the middle to Ellis. He's had a nice first half. Turnaround jumper fading away. Carson Ellis. He has now got 10 in this first half. He ties it up again at 25. Luke Smith out at the top. Had a bit of a seam, doesn't take it. Gets it to Burke, to the near side for Cross. Around the screen, he drives to the free throw line, dishes into the corner. Curtis an open look at a 3. It rims off and a foul. They call the foul against Alex Puckett. And that'll be the first against Puckett. 5 team fouls against Willamette, 4 against Roseburg. Roseburg looking to try and take its first lead since the early first quarter. Tied at 25, 1 minute to play in the first half. Pass on the near side, nearly stolen away. Now Puckett will come up with it. He dishes it to Smith, or excuse me, that's Luke Burke. And Willamette will go back in front on the turnover. Seeley will bring it up the floor. Roseburg looking to try and tie or take the lead on a 3. Cross-court pass to Adams. His pass tipped up in the air. It's stolen away by Smith, and he loses it out of bounds. Smith had it, both hands on it, but as he tried to rip it away from Jet Black, who was soaring to try and get his hands on it, he just lost his grip. Jet will inbound from the end of the Willamette bench on the far side of the floor to Warmouth. Tries to split the defense, had his shot blocked. And up the floor comes Willamette. They got numbers. And a foul called on the baseline. Owen Cross goes into the body of Caden Seeley. And Seeley will pick up the foul, but he is able to keep Owen Cross from hitting the bucket. 27-25 with 25.6 seconds to go in the first half. Roseburg has had a couple of chances to try and retake a lead, but they have not been able to capitalize. First free throw is long for Owen Cross. Cross had 7 points in the first quarter. Was the leading scorer for Willamette. Coming up at halftime, we'll take a look at your individual scores and recap the first half of action. Second free throw does go. Cross 1 of 2 from the line. Makes it a 3-point game. Roseburg looking to try and tie before the break. 21 seconds to play. Warmouth, Seeley, Ellis, Lake, and Black out on the floor. The original starting 5. Jed has it right side, hands it off to Merhowie. Merhowie has it tipped away from behind, but he gets it back. Gets it to Seeley. 8 seconds to go. In the corner, a 3 from Jet. Looks long. It'll fall off the rim. Tip on the rebound. And the foul keeps it on Roseburg's half of the floor with 3.7 seconds to go. Jet will inbound from the baseline. Not a lot of time, but enough time to catch. Maybe take a dribble or 2, and then fire up a shot. Inbound coming. It goes out to Lake. Head fake. He'll drive. Gets it into the middle for Ellis. His shot, he had to catch and throw it at the rim as he was in the air. He gets the shot off in time, but cannot come up with the bucket. But Roseburg rallies from a 7-point deficit, and they trail at halftime, 28-25. We'll go ahead and take the break. When we come back, it's time for your more well-drilling halftime show. It's halftime. Roseburg trails 28-25 against Willamette on CBS Sports Radio, 1490, The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
A very good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Morwell Drilling Halftime Show, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Give them a call at 541-459-4039. That's Morwell Drilling at halftime. Your score, 28-25. Willamette leads Roseburg by 3. Before we get into a recap of the first half, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on 1490 The Score. At the break, it is a 3-point game. Roseburg trailed by as many as 7 in the first half, but they rallied back, tied it up a couple of times in the second half, and they trail by 3. Roseburg had a couple of opportunities in the second quarter to be able to take the lead once again. They led early on after scoring first in the matchup, but then Willamette was able to go on a bit of a run in the first half, and they ended up taking a 15-8 lead at the end of the first quarter. They had it at about 7 throughout much of that first quarter, kept it there for a lot of the second quarter, but Roseburg slowly started to chip away at it, had it down to 5 a number of times, then got it down to 3 a couple of times, and finally they were able to tie the game up on a 3-pointer by Jet Black. But they could not take the lead back, and they finish out the first half trailing up by 3. 28-25 your score. We'll go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we'll look at individual scoring from the first half, see if we can squeeze in a couple of scores from around the region for you as well. We will take a quick 2-minute break, come back with more of the Morwell Drilling Halftime Show here on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
We continue on with your Morwell Drilling Halftime Show, keeping Douglas County green since 1947. Give them a call at 541-459-4039. Roseburg basketball here on 1490 The Score, brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. And by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages. Taking a look at scoring from tonight's game, the Roseburg boys with 25 points in the first half, trailing by 3. Leading the way with 10 points is Carson Ellis. 6 points for Colin Warmouth, 4 for D'Angelo Adams off the bench, 3 for Jet Black, and 2 for Caden Seeley. On the other side, for the Willamette Wolverines, leading the way, 2 players with 8 points apiece. Owen Cross and Luke Burke, both with 8. Cross had 7 in the first quarter. Burke had 6 in the second quarter. You got 5 points for Jacob Curtis, all in the first quarter. 4 for Alex Puckett, all in the second quarter. 2 points for Luke Smith. 1 point for Jondre Smith. And that is a look at your scoring from the first half of tonight's ball game. Got about a minute and a half here left to go in the pregame or the halftime show, the more well-drilling halftime show. Go ahead and take a look and see if we got any other scores to report for you from around the Umpqua Basin. The Roseburg girls are at home tonight at the end of the first quarter. In that one, it was a tight one. Willamette leading Roseburg 15-11 after the first quarter play in that game. The Roseburg boys JV team lost 58-42 prior to our contest here tonight. Portland Trailblazers, I think, are just about to tip off tonight from Portland against the Miami Heat. So that one coming up in just about 5-10 minutes from now. And we will take a look at what else is going on from around the Umpqua Basin during the postgame show as well. So stay tuned for that. We'll see if we can get any other scores to bring you coming up in the postgame show. That'll do it for the more well-drilling halftime show. Second half coming up. Can Roseburg overcome a 3-point deficit? We'll find out. From Willamette High School in Eugene, this is Roseburg basketball on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
It's time for the third quarter of tonight's ball game. Roseburg basketball is brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by our sponsors at Bi-Mart. Score big at Bi-Mart where you can get ready for your season for less. 28-25 is your score. Willamette in front of Roseburg at halftime. We start the third quarter, 3-point game, and it will be Roseburg basketball. Now moving right to left on your radio dial, wearing the road black. On the home side, the whites and maroon for Willamette. They'll move left to right. Jet Black out there. Fires it up to the top to Merhowie Lake. Lobs into the corner to Caden Seeley. Colin Warmouth and Carson Ellis as Warmouth will get the assist to Ellis. They go right in the middle of that defense, and Roseburg gets back within one, 28-27 as they score first 12 points in the game for Carson Ellis. Driving in, pass almost tipped away by Jet, but he can't get his hands on it. Into the corner, Tyler Culver. Passes it into the middle, but they have to retreat. Willamette looks like they have their original starting 5 on the floor. Luke Burke, Jacob Curtis, Tyler Culver, Owen Cross, and Jondre Smith out on the floor for the Wolverines. Crossover into the lane, a whistle before the shot. A push by Willamette. It'll give Roseburg the ball back. And the Indians will get it on the turnover by Willamette with 7:13 to go in the third quarter, and Roseburg has a chance to tie and retake the lead. Made bucket will put them in front, trailing by 1. Jet has it out at the top, back to the near side to Lake, into the middle to Ellis, working against Curtis. The defense collapses on him. Jet going to try a far corner 3. It's short. He gets his own rebound. Back out to the top, but the pass is stolen away. Up the floor goes Willamette on the right side. Culver gets bumped by Warmouth. Behind the back pass, almost out of bounds, and it is. Jondre Smith tried to save it in behind his back. Threw it off of Caden Seeley, but he stepped on the baseline as he was doing it. So a steal by Willamette cannot net points on the other side as they turn it back over. Across the midcourt stripe comes Merhowie Lake. Double team came. He'll bounce it into the corner for Jet. Back out to the top to Seeley. Seeley dribbles it away into the corner. Head fake by Lake. He doesn't take the three. Bounces it into Ellis. Defense collapses on the big man, but his turnaround jumper puts Roseburg in front. 14 points for Carson Ellis. He's coming off of a big 18-point game against North Medford on Friday. He's got 14 tonight, and he's got Roseburg in front by 1, and a 3 quickly taken on the other side is off the mark by Luke Burke. I think it was a long 2, actually. Roseburg gets a defensive rebound, and they've got the ball, and an offensive foul. They call the foul against Colin Warmouth, his first of the night. Both teams with one team foul in the second half so far. Substitutions in. Luke Smith will come into the game for Willamette. Taking a seat is Jacob Curtis. Colin shaking his head, not happy about the foul call. Into the corner, it's an open look at a 3 by Luke Smith. His rainbow shot falls through. His first field goal attempt of the night. And with that, it's 31-29. Willamette back in front, and Smith almost tips off a pass, but he tips it out of bounds. 2-point game, Willamette back in front after Roseburg jumped ahead by 1. Warmouth will get it, head fake, drives baseline, he'll try the jumper, gets hit in the foul. He gets the foul and the bucket. Colin Warmouth ties the game up, and he's got a chance to put Roseburg back in front on a made free throw. 31 all. 5:39 to go, third quarter. Colin's free throw is good. If Roseburg can get Colin going a bit here in the second half, he was off a little bit with his shooting touch. That could be big. 32-31. Left elbow, dishes it back out is Burke. Around a screen, Luke Smith will get it. He goes right to the rim. His left-handed lay-in, no good. Ball tipped out of bounds by Jet. Willamette will get it back. Coach Carpenter up off the bench, yelling in directions from that far sideline. Roseburg's coaches were on the bench for a bit, but now up is Jim Early yelling out some defensive instructions. Inbound comes from Willamette. Culver into the corner. It's a 3 by Owen Cross. It's his second of the night. It puts Willamette back in front, up by 2, 34-32. Lake enters into Ellis. He backs his way to the rim. Shot off the glass, no good. Tough shot there by Carson. Willamette comes down with the rebound. Smith has it. Deep, nope, doesn't take the 3. On the right side, Burke with it, driving against Jet. His lay-in, good. The scoop shot will fall for Luke Burke. And it's a 4-point game. 36-32 in the middle of the free throw line. Ellis back out to Warmouth. Dribbles right side. Ellis comes to get it straight away at the top of the arc. Both teams pretty even on the size department here. Nobody out there overly tall. Driving baseline, Colin got knocked off his balance there. An awkward shot. He tried to draw the foul. He doesn't get it. And Willamette was down with the rebound. Now a long 3 from Luke Smith. It rims out. Roseburg needed a miss there. Fight for the rebound. And it's a foul against Willamette. They call that one, I believe, on Jondre Smith. That'll be his third. Third team foul against Willamette here in the third quarter. 4:12 to play in the period. It's a 4-point game. Roseburg needed to stop there. They've gone cold after fighting their way back and taking a lead in this one. Colin Warmouth's had a hard time trying to get free tonight. He drives baseline, draws a lot of attention out to the top to Seeley. Seeley going to drive, backs his way in, has to get rid of it. He'll clear the lane. Wide open underneath. Carson Ellis, turn around. A 4-foot bunny is good, and Roseburg's back within 2, 36-34. Smith with it on the far side. That's Luke. Bounces it to the baseline. Driving. The hook shot runner is good. Falls for Tyler Culver. Gets his first points of the night. Back to a 4-point game. 38-34. Back and forth we go. 3:30 to play. Third period. Warmouth going to spot up for a 3. It was short. It was right on target, but just short. His first 3 of the night. Up the floor goes Willamette. Underhand pass to to Cross. He got airborne, makes the extra pass to Jondre Smith. Wraps it around the defense, and out to a 6-point lead goes Willamette. That gets the Wolverine fans fired up after Roseburg came out hot to start. And Roseburg will take a timeout. Roseburg will burn its first timeout of the game. We'll come back after this 30-second break on 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Roseburg will have the basketball out of their own timeout. 3:08 to go in the third. Warmouth brings it across the timeline to the right side to Seeley. D'Angelo Adams has checked in after the timeout for the Indians. Baseline, Carson Ellis just a bit too strong with the bank shot. He has been doing some yeoman's work down in the paint tonight and been successful. Crossover into the lane. Burke, a driving lay-in from the right side. He's got 4 in the quarter. And it's out to an 8-point lead once again for Willamette. After Roseburg battled back to take a lead a couple of times here in the third, Willamette has gone on a run. Bounce into the corner for Adams. Out to the top, he saw the opening. He couldn't quite squeeze it through the defense. Willamette takes it away out in front. And the lay-in is good for Owen Cross. And it's just like that, a 10-point game. This is quite the run here by Willamette. Ball poked away once again and out in front. It'll go up to Cross yet again, and he'll get fouled. Jet Black hits him from the backside. A push. The lay-in did not go. Jet will pick up his second. And to the free throw line will go Owen Cross, looking to stretch it to its largest lead of the night. Willamette already at its largest lead at 10. And he'll look to add. He does. Makes it 11. Roseburg basketball is brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Now a 12-point game after 2 free throws there for Owen Cross. Largest lead of the night for Willamette. Coming on a big run here in the third period. Ellis into the corner for Warmouth. Collins started to get some stuff going here in the third, but he's gone a little flat as he drives his way in against Tyler Culver, who shakes his head. Collins was leaning into the defender. I'm sure Culver was trying to say, I didn't foul him. He was just driving into me. Collins heads to the free throw line. Collins and Carson Ellis, the only guys to get to the free throw line so far tonight. Collin will hit the first. Trying to make it back down to a 10-point game. Roseburg here on 1490 The Score, brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. Second free throw rolls off for Collin, but the ball tipped out of bounds by Willamette. It'll stay with Roseburg. 46-35. 1:47 to go in the third. For Howie Lake inbounding, lobs it out to the top to Seeley. To Warmouth in the far corner. Lost a handle on it, keeps the basketball. He's got Culver all over him. He's got to find a teammate somewhere. He'll take one step, fires up a shot, it almost falls. Fight for the rebound and a whistle. And pointing at one of the Roseburg players, it's Xavier Avilés, who has checked into the game, that'll pick up the foul. Avilés came into the game for Carson Ellis. That'll be the first on Avilés, third on Roseburg. 1:32 to go here in the third quarter. Hot shooting streak for Willamette is taking them out. Now it's an 11-point lead, as much as 12 here in the third. Right side, Burke with it. Quick step against Lake, and he's going to get pushed as he went up for the shot. And that should send Luke Burke to the free throw line, where Howie Lake will pick up his second. Tonight's game also been brought to you by Good Vibration Solutions. For home theater and automotive audio, you can feel it at Good Vibes. Well, Roseburg was down by 10 in the third quarter against North Medford on Friday. We'll have to see if they can try and mount a big comeback in the fourth quarter tonight against Willamette. Down by 12 once again and looking to try and make it 13. Luke Burke's second free throw is short and no good. Stays at a 12-point deficit for Roseburg, 47-35. Pass to Warmouth on the left side from Adams. Adams cutting through the middle, but nothing opens up. Warmouth will dribble to the right side, fakes the handoff, drives baseline. He can't get his shot to fall, but back to the line as Colin Warmouth is a master at drawing the contact against the defender. Colin will head back to the stripe. He has been there 5 shots so far here tonight for Colin Warmouth at the stripe. First one is good. Saw coach for Lane Community College here scouting tonight. As coming into the game, Joe Brown will check in for Willamette. Luke Burke takes a seat. Also saw the Sheldon head coach here scouting tonight. Roseburg will face Sheldon here in Eugene coming up on Friday. Both free throws go through for Warmouth, back to a 10-point game. Roseburg would like to cut it back down to single digits before the end of the third quarter, down to 53 seconds to go in the period, and a foul away from the basketball. It's going to be on Caden Seeley. And he can't believe the call either. Seeley picks up his second. 5 fouls against Roseburg, 5 against Willamette. Inbound from the baseline, goes into Luke Smith in the corner. Dribbles out to the top. Coming to get it from him will be Cross. Straight away. Step back for a 3. Rims out underneath. Warmouth will draw a foul against Alex Puckett. And Puckett will pick up yet another one. Warmouth had the position on the rebound attempt, and Puckett tried to reach over the back to poke it away. Gets called for it. He's got 2. 6 fouls against Willamette here in the second half so far. Warmouth to the right side. Roseburg needs a made bucket to get it under 10. The 3 doesn't go for Warmouth. Rebound tipped, and Puckett will come up with it. Up the floor will come Willamette with 22 seconds to go in the third period. Smith marked by Adams. Luke Smith pass it away to Cross, marked by Seeley. Cross dribbles with the right hand, now back over to the left, going to the left side, around a screen, goes right to the rim. His shot will fall. Cross gets the bucket, stretches it to a 12-point game, and Colin Warmouth will not get off a shot before halftime. At the end of the third quarter, it's 49-37. Willamette, a big quarter to pull out in front. Back after this 60-second break here on The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Fourth quarter action. Willamette starts with the basketball. They lead by 12, 49-37. Joey Keyran here with you from Willamette High School tonight here in Eugene. Out at the top, Luke Burke gets his pocket picked. He wanted a foul, doesn't get the call. It's Merhowie Lake coming away with the steal. A 3 from the right side. Jet Black hits off the mark. Rebound comes down to the Wolverines. Roseburg didn't have a chance to get in position. Out on the far side, step back 3, no. Now it'll be a 3 from the top from Luke Smith. The sophomore hits his second of the night. He's got 8. Sorry, make that, 8 in the ballgame. Hits the 3, largest lead of the night now, out at 15. Pass out to the top, tipped into the backcourt. Lake will keep it. Lob to the far side to Warmouth. Tries to drive baseline, will draw a blocking foul, and Roseburg will get into the bonus. That is the one thing they've got going for them right now. Colin Warmouth bump going baseline. He'll go to the free throw line. Roseburg trailing 52-37. Roseburg basketball tonight brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Give them a call at 672-6707. Alex Puckett checks out of the game. First free throw for Warmouth does go. 13 points in the game for Colin. Second one for Warmouth goes as well. Well, they wanted a substitution and didn't get it. They inbounded it too quick. 52-39, Willamette in front of Roseburg. Driving in, Smith, that's Cross, passes it to Curtis on the baseline, back out to the top to Burke. Burke will back it out to Luke Smith, now to the far side to Cross. Cross into the middle of the lane. The runner off the mark. Warmouth comes down with the rebound. We'll bring it up the floor, trying to not let Willamette get set in their half-court defense. Adams in the corner, bounces it into Ellis, backing his way in, marking up Curtis. Shot is a bit short. Fight for the rebound, and they'll call a foul on the rebound attempt against Roseburg. They call the foul on Colin, his second. 6 fouls now against Roseburg, almost into the bonus for Willamette. Howie Lake will check out of the game. Back in comes Caden Seeley. Tyler Culver will come out. And Jondre Smith back in for the Wolverines. Roseburg had it down to a tie game to start out the third quarter, but Willamette went on a run, and they are out to a big lead. Bounce into the middle to Curtis, working against Ellis. The big body's down low. The hook shot good for Jacob Curtis. Shows some moves inside to go along with his pretty good touch from outside. Into the corner for Jet here on the near side. Things get congested, cutting through the left side. Ellis going to try to answer, and Carson will hit his first three of the night. Big night tonight for Carson Ellis. 54-42. Roseburg down by 12, going right to the rim. Shot blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Willamette. On the floor went Luke Burke. His bench wanted to call. He wanted to call. No, he does not get it. Baseline inbound goes to Burke. He got free, but he was too strong, and the rebound comes down to Seeley. He'll bring it up the floor, working quick. Gets it to Warmouth. A look at a three from the left wing is good, and Roseburg trying to mount a comeback. They're back within 9. 54-45, and a quick timeout down on the floor by Willamette. They'll have 2 left in the ball game. We'll take a quick 30-second break and come back with more here on 1490 The Score.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
.536 to go in the ball game. Roseburg's got it back down to a 9-point game after trailing by as many as 15 here in the fourth quarter. Can they go on a run yet again? Pass into the corner. Jacob Curtis wide open for a three. It's off the front iron. Rebound in and out of the hands of Caden Seeley. Willamette will get another look at it. Backing it out, Owen Cross. He'll get a running start at Caden Seeley. Now thinks better of it. Gets it to Burke. Crossover. He gets open. Makes the extra pass underneath to Curtis. And he bobbled it, but he's able to keep the possession. Out to the top. At the free throw line. Dish back out to Curtis at the top. Burke will get it. Working against Jet. He forces him to go right. Stops in the lane. Passes out to Smith. Luke Smith passes it away to Cross. And he'll back it back out. Roseburg defense holding. Time wearing off the clock, though, in favor of Willamette. 4:50 to play. Crossover against Seeley. Back out to Luke Smith. Driving left side against Adams. And he'll circle back out. Willamette just content to let the clock continue to wear down. Another foul would put Willamette into the bonus as well. John J. Smith has it in the corner, bounces it underneath. A lot of pushing and shoving underneath there. Curtis makes the pass to Burke, and he's too strong with his shot underneath. Ellis came down with the rebound. Up the floor to Warmoth. He tries to attack, tries to step around the defender, and Collin will get the hard-earned bucket. And Roseburg's back within 7. Luke Burke out at the top, dribbling, trying to keep away from Caden Seeley. He'll pass it off to Owen Cross, who will handle the point. Goes left side, and Seeley will commit the foul, and we're headed to the free throw line for Willamette. Both teams now into the bonus. Roseburg back within 7 after being down by 15. Foul goes against Seeley, his 3rd. First foul shot for Cross is off the mark. It's a 1-and-1, and he misses the front end. Won't get another opportunity. Roseburg with the stop. A chance to cut it down to a 2-possession game. Warmoth with it out on the top right. Calls for the offense to move around. Double team comes out at the top. He gets double teamed. Tipped away from him. Out in front. And it's a lay-in for Luke Burke. The Wolverines get the stop with the pressure on Warmoth, who was trying to go isolation. Warmoth to the right side. Hands it off to Jet. Jet gets it poked away at the top, and he'll pass it away to Warmoth. Collin going to launch a long 3. Misses everything. Saved back in by Seeley. And then Adams throws it away. Willamette will go up the floor. Roseburg has to be more protective of the basketball. Down by 9. 56-47, down to 3 minutes to go. In the corner, Curtis had a wide open look at a 3, but Willamette, they're going to be very selective with their shots. Ball almost stolen away. It trickles over to Luke Smith on the far side. Smith almost has his pass stolen away. Cross now has his pocket picked. Warmoth, 1-on-2. Spin move, continues with the basketball, and he won't get a call as he got too close to the rim and his shot was short. Got to give him credit on the ball handling, but he just could not get the shot to go, and a foul. Collin maybe a little out of frustration, knocking Owen Cross to the ground as he sailed in to try and get one last hand in the face of the shooter, and heading to the line will be Owen Cross for 3. Roseburg trying to make the run, but with now both teams in the bonus, it could be tough from here on out. Owen Cross at the free throw line hits the first. Makes it a 10-point game. Tonight's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Fisher's Hearth and Home. 2 out of the 3 so far for Cross. His 3rd is good. 12-point game again. Roseburg had it down to a 7-point game, but could not get any closer here in this 4th quarter so far. Driving right side, Caden Seeley backs his way in, out to Warmoth at the top. 2:20 to play, down to Ellis in the middle, backing his way in against Curtis, gets the foul. The shot skipped along the back of the iron from one side to the other and rolls off. So no 3-point opportunity here for Gartz and Ellis, but a couple of made free throws could cut it back down to 10. First one falls short. It was down to 7-point game at 54-47, but since then it has been a 5-0 run by Willamette. Ellis misses them both. A offensive rebound and putback by Jet Black. Falls off the rim. Jet caught it in midair on the rebound and then went right back up with it without even getting his feet on the ground. Luke Smith out at the top, between the leg dribble, trying to lose D'Angelo. Will pass it away. And a timeout by Willamette. We'll go ahead and take it as well with exactly 2 minutes to play in this one here tonight. Willamette leads by 12, 59-47. Back after this 30-second break on the score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Tonight's game here on 1490 The Score is brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Give them a call at 672-5701 and by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages. Hey, folks, remember, coming up tomorrow between 6 and 9, you'll have 3 opportunities to hear the daily code word during the Dan Patrick Show here on 1490 The Score. It's the daily code word for our Tournament Tech giveaway. All you got to do is get the code word and then head to 541radio.com to submit your entry into our drawing for a 75-inch Samsung 4K Smart Ultra High Def TV and an Amazon Alexa Dot. It's all from 1490 The Score and all wired up. Tune in 6 to 9 tomorrow for the code word. As a foul called against Merhowy Lake after the inbound by Willamette, and Roseburg's going to go to fouling to try and preserve the clock. 7 seconds ticked off on that possession by Willamette, but the problem is this Willamette team pretty good at hitting free throws. At the line, Luke Burke. 1-1. He misses the front end, and Seeley comes down with it. Maybe I jinxed him. Roseburg comes up the floor. They trail by 12. Warmoth underneath. Gets the ball. Back out to Seeley on the right side. Drives in. Back out to the top. Stepping into a 3 is Lake. It's short. Fight for the rebound underneath. Adams can't get his hand on it. Pressure in the backcourt, and Caden Seeley will foul Owen Cross. For Seeley, that'll be his 4th. Checking in on the Roseburg girls after 3 quarters of play up in Roseburg. Willamette leads 45-37. Walk down to the other side of the floor into the double bonus now for Willamette. Owen Cross will get 2, and he hits the first. Couple of nice runs by Roseburg in the second half to try and get close in here in this one, but with 1:31 to go, it's out to a 13-point game, and Willamette might have an opportunity to start cruising to victory in this one. 61-47, 14-point game. Since it was 54-47, it has been a big run by Willamette. Bank shot falls through from long distance for Carson Ellis, and he holds it up there. Back down to an 11-point game. That was a 7-0 run there, stopped by that 3 by Carson Ellis. 1 minute to play in the ball game. 11-point game, 61-50, and Ellis will commit the foul on Owen Cross. Ellis picks up his first. We are into the double bonus now for Willamette, so still 10 team fouls against Roseburg. First one, no good for Cross. So, since I said this Willamette team is a good free throw shooting team, they've missed 2 straight. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Second one goes through for Cross. 62-50 up the floor. Carson Ellis drives right in. He'll get hit as he attacks the right side of the rim, and he'll head to the free throw line. Big night tonight for Carson Ellis. Had 16 through 3 quarters. He's hit 2 threes here in the 4th. That'll put him at 22, a new career high for the big man. But he misses the front end of his free throws here. So 22, a career high for Ellis. Trying to add to it here. His second one is good. 11-point game. And a foul in the backcourt. Adams wanted to try, and he was trying for the steal, gets called for the reach. 62-51. We walk down to the other side. It'll be Luke Smith to take the free throws. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. Luke Smith goes 1 for 2 from the line. On the other end, Carson Ellis launching a 3. It's off the mark. Fight for the rebound. It'll stay with Roseburg on their half of the floor. Inbound from the baseline for Jet. Gets it into Ellis. Down to 39 seconds. Ellis goes right to the rim, continues to add to his totals tonight, gets 2 there. It's a 10-point game. And in the backcourt, D'Angelo Adams going to foul Luke Smith again. Roseburg's hoping for a miracle here in the final 31.2 seconds. They trail by 10. Luke Smith was just at the line, went 1 of 2. His first one is good. Coming up in our Roseburg Disposal postgame show, we'll recap tonight's action and get you a look at scores. Second one goes through for Smith. 12-point game, 65-53, and a foul called as Colin Warmoth makes his way across the floor. He goes and heads right to the free throw line where he'll get 2 shots. Both teams in the double bonus. Roseburg basketball is brought to you by Chuck's Horman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by Bi-Mart. Score big at Bi-Mart, where you can get ready for your season for less. Colin hits the first of 2. Colin at 20 points now in the game. And the second will make it 21. 10-point game, full court pressure by Roseburg, trying to trap in the backcourt. Luke Burke hangs on to it. 21 seconds to go. Luke Smith racing to the midcourt stripe, will get across. Might have been a travel call, but no whistle, and at this point, probably not a big deal. 12 seconds to go in the ball game. 65-55. Willamette's going to take both games against Roseburg here in 2019. Roseburg has not been able to get a win against Willamette in a couple of years. And the Wolverines take the 65-55 victory. Better than the last time for Roseburg, but not quite enough to get a win on the road against one of the best teams in the 5A classification. It's final. Your score, 65-55. The Willamette Wolverines take down the Roseburg Indians tonight. We'll come back with the Roseburg Disposal postgame show after this 2-minute break on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more for basketball at 541radio.com.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Final score tonight, it is 65-55 as the Willamette Wolverines, they win both games tonight against the Roseburg boys. I know I looked it up, but it looks like I must have forgotten to make a note of it. I think the last time that Roseburg beat Willamette, it's been at least a couple of seasons. Willamette has been a very good team for the last couple of years. They've had a couple of good classes come through, and they continue to be a strong team, battling in one of the best conferences in the 5A classification. They win by 10 here tonight. This is your Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. Coming up, we'll take a look at individual scoring, and we'll name our Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the game. A 10-point win for Willamette tonight. They led by as many as 15 in the contest. Willamette improves to 15-5 on the year. They've won 5 straight. Roseburg drops to 13-7 on the season. Roseburg was down by 3 at halftime. They battled back and managed to take a 1-point lead in the third quarter. And they were right there with Willamette for a while, but the Wolverines go on a huge run to finish out the third quarter, and they take a 12-point lead going to the fourth quarter. Roseburg got it down to a 7-point game at 54-47, but then it finishes out on an 11-8 run. Roseburg chips away a little bit at the very end to get back within 10, but the run there ended up being an 8-0 run, I believe, at one point for Willamette to get them out in front, and they were able to cruise comfortably to the finish line. 65-55, the final score. We'll take a 2-minute break, come back with your scoring and stats from tonight's ball game. Don't go anywhere. This is Roseburg Basketball and the Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Streaming online at 541radio.com and on 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Final score tonight as we continue on with your Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Give them a call at 673-7122. 65-55, Willamette pulls off the victory tonight for their 5th consecutive win. Taking a look at your scoring from tonight's game and other stats for this evening's action. We'll start out with the visiting team. A career-high 25 points tonight for Carson Ellis. Ellis also finishes with 3 rebounds tonight. He goes 2 of 3 from behind the arc and is your leading scorer for tonight for the Roseburg boys. Behind him, 21 points for Colin Warmouth. Warmouth, big night at the free throw line, as always. A bit of a slow start, just 6 points in the first half, but finishes with 21. Warmouth also had 4 rebounds tonight. Behind them, not a lot of scoring for everybody else. 4 points for D'Angelo Adams off the bench. Had a really nice start. I wanted to see a little bit more of that, but they kind of went away from it. Adams also comes out and gets 2 rebounds. 3 points for Jet Black on one made three-pointer. Jet also with 4 rebounds, and a team-high 8 rebounds tonight for Caden Seeley, and he finished with 2 points in the ball game. Xavier Avilés did not score, played in tonight's game, finished with 3 rebounds. Roseburg finishes with 14 turnovers in tonight's game. On the other side, leading scorer, team high 23 points for Owen Cross. He finishes with 15 in the second half to get to 23. Behind him, 2 other players in double figures. Let's see, Cross also had 2 rebounds. Luke Burke finishes with 15 points tonight, scores 7 in the second half. And Burke pulling down 2 rebounds this evening. 11 points for Luke Smith off the bench, the sophomore, coming alive in the second half for 9 points total. And Smith finished with 2 rebounds. Let's see here. Jacob Curtis with 7 points in tonight's game, 2 boards. And 3 points for John Dre Smith, who had 3 rebounds. And 2 points for Tyler Culver, who had a team-high 4 rebounds tonight for the Willamette Wolverines. Also playing tonight, Joe Brown, getting some time on the floor as well. 9 turnovers in tonight's game for the Willamette Wolverines. Roseburg made it an interesting third quarter to start, but they couldn't keep the run going as Willamette gets hot and starts to pull away, finishing out with a 10-point victory. We'll come back to name our Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the Game and wrap things up tonight here on this Tuesday from Eugene. It is Joey Kieran along with Josh Nelson running the camera and stats tonight for us. Brenton Cranford back in the studio. We'll wrap things up for you when we return on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Come back here to wrap things up in our Roseburg Disposal postgame show. Again, give them a call at 673-7122. It's time now to name our Abby's Legendary Pizza Legendary Player of the Game. Tonight's award goes to Carson Ellis. For a second straight game, Ellis sets a new career high. It was 18 points against North Medford. Tonight, 25 points against Willamette. He is your Abby's Legendary Pizza Player of the Game. Taking a look at some of the other scores that we have from around the Umpqua Basin of note here tonight as we start to wrap things up after 3 quarters of play. The Roseburg girls were trailing Willamette 45-37. Some other games that we have for you here tonight. The Roseburg boys JV team lost to Willamette 58-42. In girls action tonight, Days Creek defeats Camas Valley 33-22. Oh boy, somebody dropped their cymbal from the marching band. Bonanza defeats Glide tonight 36-22 in Southern Cascade League play. Douglas takes down Cascade Christian tonight in the Far West League. That is a 65-29 score in the girls game there. And we did have a final from the Roseburg girls JV game prior to the varsity matchup tonight. The Roseburg JV team, let's see here. Actually, sorry, I do not. I thought I did. I usually do get one of those. I don't have the score on that. So after the third quarter, again, Willamette was leading Roseburg girls 45-37. Checking in on the Portland Trailblazers, and that score is 32-28. Miami leading the Blazers. Less than a minute left in that one in the first quarter, and actually we'll go to the end of the first quarter, 34-30. Portland Trailblazers trailing the Miami Heat tonight up in Portland. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here for the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Tonight, Roseburg falls 65-55 against the Willamette Wolverines. Coming up next, they will visit the Sheldon Irish here in Eugene. Coming up Friday night, 6:45, the tip-off. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30 on the radio. For the Willamette Wolverines, coming up next for them, the North Bend Bulldogs. That'll be coming up next week on Tuesday. That wraps it up for us here from Willamette High School. Really appreciate everybody tuning in for tonight's game. Want to say thanks to Willamette High School for helping set us up with a spot to broadcast here tonight. As always, say thanks to Russ Bolin, Athletic Director for the Roseburg Indians, Head Coach Mike Pardon for the Roseburg Boys Basketball team, and the entire Roseburg Boys Basketball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on The Score. Say thanks to Josh Nelson for help with the camera work and stats tonight. Back in the studio, Brenton Cranford. Big thanks to him for the radio production. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran, folks. We'll talk to you Friday night when Roseburg visits the Sheldon Irish to get back into Southwest Conference play. They tip off at 6:45 from Sheldon High School. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30. You can catch the game streaming live for free online at 541radio.com and right here on Douglas County's home for sports, CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. All right, Brenton, I got to run and go get the coach, so I'll talk